our favorite time to travel in Norway.
And today we are going to Flåm to ride the most scenic railway road in Norway and maybe even in the world. And we will also ride on the longest zipline in Scandinavia. We will get to a village on the shore of the fjord to visit real Vikings. And of course, we'll admire the harsh beauty of Norwegian Highlands. It's about 6 hours of driving ahead, but when your road lies through Oslo, then most likely you will see only grey tunnels under the city. Therefore, it's especially joyful to leave them and realize that you drove through Oslo without any traffic jams, and on the horizon you can already see blue mountains. By the way, we are driving through a region that was heavily damaged by Storm Hans, and it can be seen right from the road. There was a storm about 3 weeks ago, but the water level is still very high. In general, the summer turned out to be very rainy. And it looks like we are driving into the rain again. Along the way, many roads are wiped out, and there are frequent detours and road repairs. But the rivers are still full and most of the waterfalls didn't dry up in August. On our way we will stop by to admire one of them. In the distance you can already see the visiting heart of the city of Hemsedal, the Hydnefossen waterfall. There will be a serious uphill drive to the mountain along a narrow road. So let's leave Crazy Troll for a while. We are driving to a parking lot near the waterfall, which is located 500 meters above the city. From the asphalt road you will need to turn onto a gravel road, for which you will have to pay about 7 euros, paid only by cards. The gravel road leading up is quite decent for this weather. We are lucky it wasn't damaged. Now many secondary roads in the region are wiped out and still not repaired since the main roads are a priority. Awesome view already here, but let's go further. And we are on the spot. There aren't so many people here today. From the parking there is a hiking trail to the waterfall. Hydnefossen is the highest waterfall in the Buskerud county. Its height is 475 meters and the water freefall is 155 meters. Let's enjoy it! It's wonderful, this place is really great, you can spend here the whole day. But the weather forecast for the mountain pass has quickly worsened. They promise a thunderstorm. So we need to go down, pick up the troll and move on. In the Highlands we also met repairs, detours and even road sections without asphalt. And of course, rain. Only jazz can improve the situation. And finally, we are at the campsite in the city of Flåm. We arrived much later than planned, so we parked quietly since the neighbors are already sleeping. we make some comfort to feel like at home after a long and tiring journey. And we discuss the plans for tomorrow. Time to sleep. In the morning, we woke up and saw how high and beautiful are mountains around us. We had a quick and tasty breakfast and went for a walk, leaving the troll on the spot at the campsite. There are many interesting places around the town of Flåm, and today we are going for a drive along the high mountain road of Aurlandsfjellet. There are more than 1,000 fjords in Norway, and each is beautiful in its way. Now we are driving along the Aurlandsfjord. It's a branch of the largest fjord in Europe, Sognefjord. Its length is 29 kilometers. On the shore of the fjord there is a small but cute town of Aurlandsvangen, which we are now visiting. From here begins the climb up to the tourist road and the Stegastein observation deck, which towers above the city. There is a serpentine road leading up, and it's open all year round, but the road is quite narrow, so be prepared that you will have to make way for other cars. And also participate in a very strange traffic jam. All 7 serpentine turns are behind. Now we can stroll along the elegant Stegastein viewpoint. Or rather, hang out with a crowd of tourists. It is located at an altitude of 650 meters above the Aurlandsfjord and protrudes 30 meters above the mountainside. The views of the surrounding landscapes are breathtaking. This is exactly the Norway that we all love so much. And when you come to the end of Stegastein, you have no air left in your lungs, because it ends with glass over an impressive cliff. Stegastein is one of the most photographed observation decks in Norway. By the way, the toilet here is also very interesting and titled. In 2015 it received an international award, the most beautiful toilet.
Wow!
The Stegastein viewpoint is part of the national tourist road that runs from Aurland to Lærdal. This is where we are going now. From Stegastein the road gradually rises to the top. At first the forest becomes low, then sparse and eventually disappears completely. The barrier is raised, which means the road is open for driving. Gamle Aurlandsvegen is covered with snow most of the year. It is open only from June to early October. So we will set a melody that matches the mood. The highest point of the road is 1308 meters and the length is 47 kilometers. The locals call it the snowy road between the fjords, and it sounds attractive. In fact, this name is very true, because here you can catch such gorgeous snowdrifts in early June. By the way, we have a video on our channel about snowdrifts along the roads. Be sure to check it out. Nature comes to life here only for 4 months a year. Everything is in a hurry to bloom, murmur and grow. And sheep with cows can graze. Even at the peak of the summer season, when the snow has already melted, the landscapes still look very harsh. Let's enjoy it. There are parking lots near the road to leave your car and walk along the trail. One of the attractions is the toilet. Unusual, eco-friendly and smelly. After the toilet near Stegastein, we were not impressed at all. There is also a stop with a long bench with a gorgeous view of the Hydnefossen peaks. And at the end of the road there is a cave where is an unexpected artwork telling us about the influence of man on nature and calling for reflection. On the descent down towards Lærdal there is a raging river rumbling along the road. We came down from the mountains and found ourselves in the valley. We are going for a walk around the town of Lærdalsøyri. It is located on the shore of Lærdalsfjellet and along the Lærdalsøyri river. Okay, stop. In fact, you already understand that the names in Norway are not very diverse. And Olga can sum it up very quickly.
In the morning we were in Aurlandsfjellet, and from the city of Aurlandsfjellet on its shore we climbed to the road Gamle Aurlandsvegen, and we moved through the mountains to the town of Lærdalsøyri on the shore of Lærdalsfjellet and the river Lærdalselvi in the picturesque Lærdalen valley.
And whoever can repeat it is a great guy. Now we have sorted out the geography. Let's continue. We are walking around the old part of the city. Houses here are built from the 17th to the 19th century. But the history of the city goes back to the Middle Ages. It was the main place of the trade between the east and west of Norway. The length of Sognefjord is 204 kilometers, which made it convenient for ships from western villages to enter inland. And the Royal Road runs through the mountains into the valley, where the goods were delivered from the eastern villages. By the way, 3 times a year the open-air market delights visitors with various goods from all over the Norway. It turns out that the trade in Lærdalsøyri has been going on for 1500 years. We really like this town and the cozy benches on the shore of the fjord. We recommend stopping by and taking a walk. And it started to rain again, but we move on.
And now let's drive through the world's longest car tunnel, Lærdalstunnelen.
Before the construction of the tunnel, there were 2 alternatives to get to the neighboring fjord, either a snow road or a ferry, and the journey took more than 1.5 hours. The tunnel was opened in year 2000 and was so needed. Now it's part of the E16 highway between Oslo and Bergen. Its length is 24.5 kilometers and there are 3 unusual bright zones inside. Blue and yellow lighting should create the impression of a sunrise. The purpose of the cave is to give the driver the feeling of being outside in daylight and help stay concentrated during the trip and relieve the stress. This lighting won the Lightning Design Competition 2 years in a row, and it was recognized as the best project both in Norway and Scandinavia. And yes, you can even stop here and take brilliant photos. Well, here is the light at the end of the tunnel. And here is our troll. The rain got heavier in the evening. And in such weather you want to open all the windows and cozily watch TV shows to the sound of the rain. Don't peek. We will meet you in the morning. Good morning. we are quickly getting ready and going to the railway station. It is located in the very center of the town and next to our campsite. Let's hurry, because the train won't wait for us. It is better to buy tickets for the railway in advance. Their number is limited, and very large cruise ship can come into the port and buy out the entire train at once. For example, tickets for today were already sold out. We are in Flåm for the second day, and this is already the second large cruise ship. And even on the main plan of the town there is a ship, so they are frequent guests here. The train is already in place. But for some reason the entrance is only through the first wagon, and it's already full. The next wagons are all empty, but we are not allowed there. These are places for tourists from the ship. Somehow it's not fair. So come early. We have found the place, relaxed, and can begin to enjoy the journey along one of the most beautiful railway roads in the world. In the meantime, we will tell you a little about the road itself. The Flåm Railway opened in 1940 to connect the Flåm area, which was cut off from the rest of the Norway, with the railway line Oslo-Bergen. Its construction took more than 15 years, and almost 70 years passed from the start of planning to the completion of the project. It is considered one of the steepest railways in the world. Almost 80% of the road runs at a slope of 5.5%. The train also passes through 20 tunnels, 18 of which were cut off by hands. The railroad is 20 kilometers long, and in about an hour you will rise from the fjord to the mountains to a height of 866 meters. Along the way, the train makes a stop at the Hydnefossen waterfall, and everyone is asked to get out. Since we were in the first wagon, we ended up in some kind of cave, and then made our way through a crowd of tourists. The waterfall thundered and powerfully splashed. Tourists took selfies, and through all this we barely heard the music and spotted her, dancing Huldra. This is a Norwegian forest spirit that sings beautifully and lures people with its songs into the forest. But how spontaneously and quickly it all began, it also suddenly ended. And now we are loaded on the train again. The show was too quick. Nothing was clear, but it was very cool. And somehow it became fewer people on the train. Good job, Huldra! We didn't go to the end of the rope and got off at Hemsedal station at an altitude of 811 meters. And the train quietly moved on. The next adventure awaited us here.
The longest zipline in Scandinavia is located in Hemsedal Valley.
Its length is 1,381 meters. Height difference 305 meters. Speed about 100 kilometers per hour. From the observation deck you can see that the zipline ends far in the valley, and near us screaming people fly by. From the outside looks cool, but since this will be our first experience with ziplines, even when you just stand on this observation deck, you feel trembling in your knees. But on the other hand, how else can we find out whether we like this kind of entertainment or not if we don't try it? So let's try it together. First, there is a briefing, then we sign the safety precautions. We're dressed up in something funny and strange at the same time. We wave to you and get in line. In the line we try to have fun and encourage each other. Now we're next. They are strapping us tightly. Attention, from this moment there is no escape. And they put you on a swing over the abyss. They opened the fence. It was more secure with it. In a calm voice they say 3, 2, 1 And we are already flying. On the left, next to the serpentine, a waterfall rumbles. It's beautiful, worth taking a look. And we are descending further into the valley at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. We fly over the forest, and it's an unusual feeling to look at everything from above with your own eyes. Usually, we use the drone for flights. The valley narrows, and we fly over the rushing river. It's so beautiful. Towards the end, when you fly over the field, you start to worry a little whether you will stop smoothly, and it's very soft. In general, zipline can probably be considered the most comfortable extreme amusement. From beginning to end, everything happens smoothly. You sit comfortably. You are not thrown anywhere, but launched and caught in the end. They fasten, unbuckle, and really encourage. The guys that work here are great, thanks to them. And there are very beautiful views around. There is something to admire.
In fact, we always honestly tell you our emotions, because we wish you to feel this wonderful flight of 1.5 minutes of absolute happiness. But a more classic blogger pitch would probably look like this. Well, in general, you got it.
We hand over our helmets and continue our day. Near the farm in Cordal where you arrive, there is a lot of bicycles. You can rent them and drive about 16 kilometers to the town of Flåm. Near the railway station there is the same parking lot where bicycles are dropped off. Very convenient. But today we decided to walk along the valley on foot and calmly enjoy the magnificent Norwegian nature, river and waterfalls. Along the way we even found a classic Norwegian utedo. Learn this word, it will definitely come in handy. Well, we reached the Blomheller station, where we planned to take the train and enjoy the views from the windows a little more. By the way, if you are thinking of doing the same, then buy tickets in advance. You can't get them at the station. So, no train without tickets, and the internet coverage is limited in the valley. Such a hopeless situation. For example, the guys who were standing with us couldn't buy tickets and didn't get on the train.
Oh no!
And here we are again, riding on the Flåm Railway. By the way, now we are definitely sure on which side to sit. If you go up, then from the right. And if down, from the left. There will be picturesque view of the valley, river and waterfalls. But on the opposite side, too often there will be a blank and solid wall of the stones. The railway is single line, which means there is a place where trains meet each other. So, don't be surprised if you suddenly stop. Nothing is broken. It is better to wave your hand to the passengers on the other train. Of course, a trip on the Flåm Railway is a journey through Norwegian nature. But there is one big but. On the train route with a total length of 20 kilometers and 200 meters, 5 kilometers and 700 meters pass through dark tunnels, and this is almost a quarter of the way. So the option of walking or cycling through the Flåmsdalen valley is a great idea. When we got off the train, we admired the panorama of the mountains above the fjord. And we also made a couple of time lapses of how the weather was improving and the clouds were flying away. Immediately an irresistible desire appeared to go to Stegastein once again. From Flåm to the observation deck it's only 17 kilometers. There are no upcoming cars and the parking lot on the mountain is empty. A cruise ship with tourists from the train slowly steaming along the fjord, so huge in the port and so tiny compared to 1500 meters high mountains. And here we are on Stegastein, completely alone. But during the day there was a huge crowd. Even super tourist places have better and worse times to visit during the high season. Sunset over the fjord is always a magnificent sight and the best end to a long day.
Good morning, and for the one who is still sleeping, today is his birthday. Happy birthday! Hurrah! Let's take this pleasant moment with us as a memory.
By the way, these chickens are walking around the campsite and their eggs are sold per piece. Great idea for a delicious breakfast. Sunny weather is the best gift when traveling. Let's go! Our road lies in the neighboring fjord, Fjord. By the way, for the third day in a row, a new cruise ship is in the port of Flåm. 20 minutes of drive through 2 tunnels and we enter the village of Gudvangen. Here, on the shore of the fjord, the real Viking village, Lærdalsøyri, is located. Let's go visit! The village opened its doors to visitors in 2017 and has become very popular. Here you can see the life of the Vikings as it was 1000 years ago. By the way, the village of Gudvangen already existed in those days and was an important trading place. All buildings in the village are made from materials that were mined around on the shore of the fjord. The metalwork, including hinges and locks, is handcrafted by a blacksmith. Even the paint on the houses is made from natural ingredients. For example, red is made from ox blood. The people you will meet here are not actors. They consider themselves Vikings. They know the traditions, master the craft and are ready to share their knowledge.
During this day we learned very important things. For example, to write your name in runes.
Also, the complete process of crafting a thread from wool. And acquired the useful skill of throwing axes at enemies.
So now it's better to be friends with us. Also, we learned how to resolve family conflicts in the Viking style.
In Lærdalsøyri you can join a guided tour which is included in the entrance fee and starts every half hour during the summer season. You will be told about navigation, construction, religion, food and crafts. And you will also hear exciting stories without typical museum presentation, but through the real experience of the Vikings. The souvenir shop here is also on a high level. lots of interesting and possibly useful things. Narrow Fjord, on the shore of which the Viking village is located, is one of the narrowest fjords in Norway. In some places it is only 250 meters wide. It looks very impressive. We are now on a picturesque part of the E16 highway, so let's take a little ride. The first on our way will be the Stalheimskleive Serpentine. Narrow and winding road with 13 sharp turns. And on both sides of the road rumble powerful waterfalls. From here opens up a wonderful view of one of the narrowest and most picturesque valleys in Norway. All the landscapes that you see now are included in the UNESCO World Heritage List and are protected. And today one more waterfall awaits us, Hydnefossen. Well, 25 kilometers of road and the waterfall, in gentle words, is not very impressive. This is a good example of typical dry waterfall in August. We drove past in June and it looked like this. So let's be glad that we were lucky with other waterfalls.
Before the trip, the weather forecast didn't please us at all, but we decided to go anyway and got a lot of vivid impressions despite the changing weather.
Flåm is a great travel destination, so put a star on your map. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you again! Oh, no, don't leave! If you enjoyed traveling with us, then we invite you to continue it.
And take a ride along the border of Norway and Sweden, and also stop by to visit the charming moose. And now, see you again!